Hey, Ryu, what are you reading?
Oh, it's One Piece. This manga is awesome with all its mysteries like the Void Century and the D-Clan. So many unanswered questions.
The Void Century, huh? You know, Japan's history also has something like that, called the Missing 150 Years. Ever heard of it?
No way, really? So what happened during those 150 years? Did Wano country split off from the mainland or something?
No. Wano country and Japan are totally different. We'll do the Wano theories later.
Oops, my bad. I'll listen properly, so teach me.
Alright, let's start from the time of Himiko. She was the queen of the Yamato Kingdom in the 3rd century. And she's mentioned in an old Chinese history book called the Gishi Wajinden. Thanks to that, we know quite a bit about her era.
Got it. So because the Gishi Wajinden recorded things about Himiko, we know she actually existed, huh?
Exactly. But here's the thing. After Himiko passed away, once we enter the 4th century, Japan's records suddenly go silent. That's what we call the missing 150 years.
Huh? So suddenly there's no more records? What were people doing during that time?
That's the big mystery, no one really knows. The Chinese records stop mentioning Japan. And there are no written records from Japan either. It's like history just vanished.
Whoa, so after Himiko died, we have no clue what Japan was up to for a while. That's wild.
Exactly. But once those 150 years are over, Japan's first real history book, the Nihon Shoki, was created. This book was compiled at the end of the 7th century, and records ancient Japanese history.
So, that's the first historical record written by the Japanese themselves? But wait, does the Nihon Shoki mention Himiko at all?
Funny enough, it doesn't mention Himiko by name at all. Instead, it talks about a woman named Empress Jingu, who, just like Himiko, sent messengers to China in the year 239. It's almost like they're hinting that Empress Jingu was the same person as Himiko.
Whoa, it kinda sounds like Empress Jingu was Himiko's successor or something. But is that really true?
Well, it's not clear. Nihon Shoki might have rewritten history on purpose. Or it could just be a coincidence.
I see. But back in Himiko's time, Japan didn't have a writing system, right? So that's why they couldn't leave any records.
That's what people often say, but it's not entirely true. For example, artifacts like inkstones from the Yayoi period or offerings at Ise Shrine show that they did use writing in some capacity.
Whoa, so they did have writing back then? Then why didn't they leave behind any records?
That's another mystery. Maybe the records that were written were later erased. Or perhaps something big happened during that time that we don't know about.
Do we know anything specific about what happened during those 150 years in Japan?
Well, we do know that Japan went through some major changes during that time. For example, after Himiko's Yamato Kingdom disappeared, a new political system called the Yamato Court emerged. Also, while the Gishi Wajinden said Japan didn't have horses, after those 150 years, we suddenly start finding horse bones and horse gear in Japan.
Oh, so during that missing period, people from the mainland brought horses to Japan?
Exactly. And not just that, burial practices also changed dramatically. In Himiko's time, small tombs were common, but after the missing period, we start seeing those giant keyhole-shaped tombs called kofun.
That's a huge leap. What caused such a big change in Japan?
One theory is that foreign groups, like horse-riding tribes, may have played a big role in these changes.
So when you say foreign groups, you mean people who came from other countries influenced Japan?
Exactly. There's even a famous theory called the horse rider conquest dynasty theory. This idea suggests that horse-riding tribes invaded Japan in the 4th century and founded the Yamato Court. It was once heavily criticized, but recent archaeological findings have given it more credibility.
Wow, so historical research keeps changing as we discover new stuff. Can't we just dig up more sites and figure this out?
That's the tricky part. Excavating anything related to the imperial family's tombs is a huge no-go. Something we call the chrysanthemum taboo. Without the imperial household agency's permission, we can't investigate those tombs. Which means a lot of ancient mysteries remain unsolved.
I see. So because we can't dig up anything connected to the imperial family, it's hard to uncover the truth. That explains why Japanese ancient history is so hard to figure out.
Exactly. If we could excavate those tombs, we might learn so much more. There's even an urban legend that right after World War II, the American GHQ secretly investigated the Daisen-kofun, which is the tomb of Emperor Nintoku.
What? The GHQ? Isn't that Japan's biggest tomb? Why would they do that?
The urban legend says the GHQ was looking for some inconvenient truths about the imperial family. By investigating both Nintoku's tomb and Ise Shrine, they might have wanted to use any findings for political leverage.
Whoa, so did they find anything during their investigation?
According to the legend, after the GHQ finished their investigation, they told the Japanese government, no one is allowed to dig up the Daisen-kofun. This became a well-known excavation taboo.
I get it. Maybe they found something really dangerous. So they had to ban all digging to prevent chaos. So in the end, what happened during Japan's missing 150 years is still shrouded in mystery, huh?
That's right. But with future excavations and research, maybe one day we'll uncover the truth.
Sounds like there's still hope. Everyone, keep an eye out for more revelations about the missing 150 years.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and give us a thumbs up.
See ya next time.